Welcome to Cheating Wife Chronicles. You want to know how I caught my husband? It started with a goddamn fitness tracker. Yeah, you heard me. A Fitbit. Let me backtrack. Me and Dave? Married 18 years. 2 kids, Maddie, 16, and Cole, 14. We live in a cul-de-sac in Austin, Texas. White picket fence, weekend barbecues, the whole suburban dream. Or so I thought. The first sign? Dave started working out. A lot. He'd come home at 9 p.m., drenched in sweat, smelling like cheap body spray. New CrossFit class, babe, he'd say, kissing my forehead. But his gym bag? Spotless. No sweaty clothes. Just protein bars and a water bottle. Then, one night, his Fitbit fell out of his jeans while I was doing laundry. I charged it, curious. The heart rate data showed spikes every Tuesday and Thursday at 3 p.m. Not exactly peak gym hours. My stomach churned. Maybe he's just stressed? I checked his location history. Tuesdays and Thursdays, 3 p.m., he wasn't at the gym. He was at the Palm Motel, a rundown spot off Highway 71. I confronted him, shaky but calm. Why's your Fitbit show you at a motel? He froze, then laughed. Babe, it's a glitch. I've been at the office, but I'm no idiot. The next Tuesday, I parked across from the Palm. At 2:55 p.m., his silver Ford F-150 rolled in. Out he stepped, with her. Late 20s, yoga pants, hair in a messy bun. They disappeared into room 12. I sat there, gripping the steering wheel, until my knuckles turned white. Then I drove to my sister's place. We're burning his life down, she said, pouring me whiskey. First up? A PI named Rosa Gutierrez, an ex-cop with a reputation for digging up dirt. Give me 72 hours, she said. She came back with credit card statements, charges for lingerie stores, weekend getaways to San Antonio, and a $1,200 necklace from K Jewelers. For Jessica T., Rosa said. His dental hygienist. That night, I packed his bags, left them on the porch, changed the locks. When he came home at 9 p.m., confused, I handed him a Ziploc bag with the Fitbit and motel receipts. Sleep at Jessica's, I said. Your CrossFit buddy. His face? Priceless. But this was just the beginning. After kicking Dave out, I didn't sleep. I sat at the kitchen table, scrolling through his Venmo like a woman possessed. For coffee, hot beverage, dinner, face-blowing kiss, weekend fun, woman dancing. All payments to @JessT_22. Jessica's account. I screenshot every transaction, my hands steady. Then I checked his Google Maps timeline. Tuesdays and Thursdays, the Palm Motel. Fridays? A cozy Airbnb in San Antonio. The same weekends he'd claimed he was fishing with the guys. My sister, Gina, brought over wine and a USB drive. Rosa sent more, she said. Security footage of Dave and Jessica at a gas station, holding hands. Dated our anniversary. I didn't cry. I made a spreadsheet. The night I confronted her, Jessica arrived at Starbucks in yoga pants and a tank top, her hair in a messy bun. She smelled like vanilla and regret. What do you want? She hissed, sliding into the booth. I leaned in, my voice low. How many times did he promise to leave me? Was it before or after he bought you that necklace? Her cheeks flushed. It's not like that. Really? I tapped my phone. A video played, Dave's hand on her lower back, guiding her into the motel room. The timestamp glowed, 3:07 p.m. She crumpled. He said you didn't understand him anymore. The motel room secret. Rosa's footage showed more than hand-holding. The motel clerk handed over a keycard receipt, room 12, every Tuesday. The sheets were always rumpled, the trash can full of mini wine bottles. But the kicker? Dave's Fitbit data. His heart rate spiked to 120 BPM every time they checked in. Not from CrossFit. The blackmail that backfired. Dave texted me that night, "You'll regret this." I replied with a screenshot of Jessica's Venmo, for lingerie kiss mark, and a photo of the Airbnb bed, rose petals still on the pillows. Delete your accounts, I wrote. Or your boss sees how you networked. The video that changed everything. An anonymous email arrived at midnight. Attached, a clip of Dave whispering to Jessica in his office, his fingers tracing her jawline. "Once I get the kids, we'll disappear." Her breath hitched. "Promise?" "I'd burn the world for you," he said. "I saved it." Let him explain that to the judge. The smear campaign. Dave's mom posted a novel on Facebook, a real wife fights for her marriage. Emily gave up too easy. Comments flooded in, "She's always been cold. No wonder he strayed." I screenshot every word. Then I uploaded a clip of Dave's office video, just the audio. His voice echoed, "I'd burn the world for you, Jess." Caption, "Funny how cold wives end up with men who need matches." The post went viral. Even her church group liked it. The daughter's discovery. Maddie stormed into the kitchen, tears streaking her mascara. "Is this why Dad left? Because you're embarrassing him?" I handed her my phone. "Watch, then decide who's embarrassing who." The video played, Dave's hand on Jessica's thigh, her giggles, the way he whispered, "You're worth every lie." Maddie threw the phone. "I hate him." "Hate's a waste of energy," I said. "But lawsuits aren't." The stranger in the DMs. A new message popped up at Ghost in the Machine. "I can wipe Jessica's phone. $5,000. You'll own every text, every photo." I replied, "Proof first." He sent a screenshot, Jessica's selfie from Dave's office couch, time-stamped yesterday. Her shirt unbuttoned, his tie draped over her shoulder. "Half now, half after," I typed. "And if you scam me, I'll find you." The hotel confrontation. Rosa tailed Dave to a Marriott downtown. I waited in the lobby, sipping bourbon, until Jessica stepped out of the elevator, hair disheveled, lips swollen. "Tell Dave his fishing trip is over," I said, sliding a subpoena across the counter. "The judge wants to know why he's using our savings on room service." Her face paled. "He said you were done." "Honey," I smirked, "I'm just getting started." The offer from hell. Jessica's ex-husband, Ryan, showed up at my door. Tall, rough hands, eyes like storm clouds. "I want him ruined," he growled. "I'll testify he manipulated her for a cut of your settlement." I poured him whiskey. "What's your price?" He leaned closer, his breath warm. "Let me watch you destroy him." The cliffhanger. That night, at Ghost in the Machine sent a zip file. Inside, photos of Dave and Jessica in our bed. Our bed. Sheets I'd washed, pillows I'd fluffed. But the last photo froze my blood, a selfie of me sleeping. Caption, "Sweet dreams, Emily. You're not the only one with secrets." The lawyer's bombshell. Wyatt, my shark-in-a-suit lawyer, slid a folder across his desk. Dave's been funneling money to the Cayman Islands, $250,000. Guess who helped him? A photo of Jessica's smirking face, posing with a banker in Miami. "She's not just his mistress," Wyatt said. "She's his financial advisor." I sipped my coffee. Freeze it. All of it. Jessica's desperate play. A package arrived, a manila envelope with no return address. Inside, Polaroids of Dave and me from years ago. Beach vacations, lazy Sundays, us tangled in sheets. A note in Jessica's loopy handwriting. "Drop the lawsuit, or I post these. Let's see how innocent you look." I laughed. "She thinks nostalgia scares me?" I texted her, "Post them. I look amazing in that red bikini." The hacker's midnight call. At Ghost in the Machine rang at 2 a.m. A distorted voice, "Check your spam. Dave's planning to run." Attached, flight tickets to Belize. 2 seats. Dave +1, departing next week. I forwarded it to the judge. "Your Honor, I'd like to request an emergency custody hearing." The poolside ambush. I found Jessica at her apartment complex pool, oiled up in a gold bikini. Dave's credit card paid for the cabana. "Belize won't save you," I said, tossing the tickets into the water. "He'll dump you the second you're useless." She stood, dripping rage. "You're pathetic. He never loved you." "Funny," I smiled. "He told you the same thing about his first wife." Ryan's dark proposal. Ryan cornered me in my garage, his hands rough against my wrists. "Let me hurt him." Properly. I pulled free. "I don't need a thug. I need a witness. He stepped closer, heat in his gaze. Then let me be the one who watches him break. The kidnapping scare. Maddie never came home from soccer practice. Her last text, "Dad picked me up," said it's an emergency. Dave's phone went straight to voicemail. The tracker on Maddie's phone? Last ping, the airport. I called Rosa, voice shaking. Find her. Now. The cliffhanger. At midnight, Ghost in the Machine sent a live feed. Maddie, gagged and tied to a chair in a dim room. Dave's voice off camera. You shouldn't have pushed me, M. The screen flashed. $1M in crypto. Or she's on that plane. The crypto transfer. I stared at the live feed of Maddie, her eyes wide with fear. The hacker's message blinked. 1M in crypto. 60 minutes. I opened the Cayman Islands account, $987K. Dave's hidden money. I dumped it all into Bitcoin, my fingers trembling. Hold on, baby, I whispered to the screen. Rosa texted, tracking the IP. Don't pay yet. But the clock ticked. The airport showdown. Rosa traced the feed to a private hangar. I sped there, Ryan in the passenger seat, his jaw clenched. If he hurts her. He won't, I cut him off. He's a coward. We found Dave pacing by a Cessna, Jessica loading suitcases. Maddie sat gagged in the cockpit. Let her go, I said, holding up my phone. Or I blow every offshore account you have. Dave laughed. You're bluffing. I tapped send. Alerts blared on his phone, account frozen. The hacker's revelation. As Dave lunged, police sirens wailed. Rosa had called the feds. But the live feed flickered back. The hacker's voice, Emily. Look up. A drone hovered above, capturing everything. The screen split, Maddie's feet on one side, a masked face on the other. Recognize me? The mask dropped. Lena, my college roommate. The one Dave always called paranoid. You left your laptop open sophomore year, she smirked. I've been waiting to return the favor. Ryan's revenge. While cops cuffed Dave, Ryan cornered Jessica. You ruined my life, he growled. Now I'll ruin yours. She spat at him. You're nothing. He grabbed her wrist, his thumb brushing her pulse. But you'll always wonder when I'll come for you. The bedroom bargain. Later, Ryan stood in my doorway, whiskey in hand. You played him perfectly, he said, eyes dark. I stepped closer, the air crackling. You helped. He traced my collarbone. What's next? Justice, I said, pulling away. And a very good lawyer. The cliffhanger. Lena's final email arrived at dawn. Check Dave's safe. He kept souvenirs. Inside, a USB labeled Emily's Secrets. Photos of me and Lena, years ago. Parties. Mistakes. A night we swore to forget. Caption, who's the cheater now? The USB's poison. I plugged in the drive, hands shaking. The video loaded. Me and Lena, 22 years old, drunk on cheap wine, dancing in our dorm. Innocent, until the camera panned to a locked journal on my desk, property of Emily Carter. Lena's voice off screen. What's he gonna say when he finds out? Dave had kept this for decades. A threat wrapped in nostalgia. The custody hearing from hell. Dave's mom sat in the front row, smirking as his lawyer played clips of the video. Your Honor, Emily hid a history of reckless behavior. Wyatt slammed a folder on the table. This is harassment. My client was 19. Meanwhile, your son stole $250,000 to fund his affair. The judge frowned. I'll need time to review. Outside the courtroom, Dave cornered me. Drop the case or I leak the rest. I leaned in, my breath hot on his ear. Leak it. I'll tell the press exactly how you begged Jess to call you daddy. Jessica's midnight visit. She showed up at 2 a.m., mascara streaked, clutching a burner phone. Dave's mom has more videos. She's working with Lena. I poured her tequila. Why warn me? Because he promised me Belize, she hissed. Not a life sentence as his mom's puppet. We struck a deal, her testimony for immunity. The hotel room trap. Lena texted, room 417. Come alone. I brought Rosa. We found Lena pacing, a suitcase of cash open on the bed. You ruined everything, she spat. You sold me out first, I said, tossing the USB at her feet. Why? Her voice cracked. Dave said he'd tell everyone about us. About that night, the room froze. Us? Ryan's dangerous game. He waited in my driveway, engine running. Lena's scared. Dave's mom paid her to disappear. And you? I asked. He cupped my face, callous thumbs brushing my cheeks. I'm here to make sure you don't. The cliffhanger. The judge's ruling came at dawn. Temporary custody to Emily. But as I hugged Maddie, my phone buzzed. A news alert. Local mom exposed in sex tape scandal. Full video leaked. Thumbnail. Me and Lena. The dorm room footage. Edited to look anything but innocent. The storm goes viral. The video spread like wildfire. Suburban mom's wild college past. Tabloids screamed. My inbox flooded with hate. You're worse than he is. No wonder he cheated. Maddie slammed her bedroom door. Everyone's laughing at me. I sat on the floor, back against the wood. The video's fake. Lena edited it. Does it matter? She sobbed. I pulled out my phone, showing her the original clip, us laughing, no sound, nothing damning. This is the truth. The rest is noise. The anonymous ally. A burner number texted, check your porch. A box waited, wrapped in black. Inside, a ledger. Dave's handwriting. Payments to Lena, $5,000 per month. Purpose, surveillance. He'd been paying her for years. To watch me. To dig up dirt. The sender? At Ghost in the Machine again. Lena's final act of guilt? The coffee shop meeting. Jessica slid into the booth, sunglasses hiding bruised eyes. Dave's mom has another video. From your wedding night. She's selling it to TMZ. I stirred my latte, calm. What does she want? You to drop the custody fight. Or she'll make the dorm tape look tame. I slid a USB across the table. Give her this. Tell her it's my surrender. Inside. Nothing. Just a loop of Dave's voice begging Jessica, call me daddy again. Ryan's dangerous comfort. He found me crying in the garage, whiskey in hand. You're not losing Maddie, he said, rough fingers wiping my tears. You don't know that. He stepped closer, the scent of leather and gasoline wrapping around me. I know how to make problems disappear. I pushed him back. Not like that. His smirk faded. Then let me help your way. The safe house secret. Rosa traced Lena to a motel outside Tucson. We broke in, finding a closet full of cash and a note. Emily, he knew about the baby. The one you lost. My knees buckled. Dave had thrown that in my face for years. You're broken, he'd say. But Lena knew. And she'd sold the secret to him. The cliffhanger. Dave's mom aired the wedding night tape on national TV. But it wasn't me. It was Lena wearing my veil, laughing with Dave. The screen cut to a live feed. Lena, tied to a chair, glaring at the camera. A masked voice. Your turn, Emily. $2 million or she spills all your secrets. The ledger's hidden code. The ledger wasn't just payments to Lena. Rosa discovered a cipher in the margins, coordinates, dates, and initials. One name stood out. JT, Jessica's real last name. Jessica Torres. Dave wasn't just paying Lena, Rosa said. He was funding Jessica's entire life. Her apartment, her car, her law degree. I stared at the screen. She's not a dental hygienist. She's a lawyer. Maddie's discovery. Maddie barged into my office, clutching her laptop. I hacked Dad's iCloud. She pulled up photos, Dave and Jessica at a courthouse, holding hands. The date? 2 days after our anniversary. They filed marriage paperwork in Nevada, she whispered. He married her while you were still together. Bigamy. A felony. The blackmailer's ultimatum. The masked voice called again. $2M, Emily. Or Lena tells the world about the baby. I played the recording for Wyatt. We can trace the voice, he said. But we need Lena alive. Rosa interrupted. Lena's motel room. It's owned by a shell company. Tied to Dave's offshore accounts. The blackmailer wasn't a stranger. It was Dave's mom. Confronting the matriarch. I stormed into her mansion, ledger in hand. You funded Lena. You knew about Jessica. She sipped her tea, unshaken. You were never enough for him. I ensured he had options. I dropped a photo of Maddie's hacked evidence. Bigamy carries a 5-year sentence. House prison is an option. Her porcelain cup rattled. Ryan's sacrifice. He cornered me in the garage, a duffel bag slung over his shoulder. I'll get Lena back. But I need you to trust me. How? He gripped my wrist, his touch electric. The less you know, the safer you are. I pulled him closer. Don't die playing hero. He smirked. Heroes are boring. I'm here for the fireworks. The cliffhanger. Rosa hacked the blackmailer's feed. The screen split, Lena, gagged and bruised, and a live stream of Dave's mom transferring funds to Belize. Then, a new window opened, Jessica, staring into the camera, a gun in her hand. Time to choose, Emily. Your daughter, or your secrets. Jessica's ultimatum. The gun trembled in her hand. I don't want to hurt Maddie, Jessica said, tears mixing with smudged eyeliner. But Dave's mom promised me immunity if I deliver you. I stepped closer, voice steady. You're a lawyer. You know she's lying. The feds have Dave's bigamy papers. You'll go down with him. The camera feed flickered. Lena's gag slipped. She's working with the FBI, she screamed before Jessica silenced her. Ryan's midnight raid. He stormed the motel room, disarming Jessica in 3 moves. The gun skidded across the floor. You're both terrible at this, he growled, tossing Lena the key to her cuffs. Lena coughed, clutching the ledger. Dave's mom paid me to fake the videos. But the baby secret, that was real. I'm sorry. I froze. You knew about the miscarriage? He used it to control me, she whispered. Just like he controlled you. The FBI's double cross. Agent Torres, Jessica's cousin, stormed in, badges flashing. We're taking Lena. She's our witness against Dave's mom. I blocked the door. Not until she testifies about the baby. Torres smirked. You're in no position to negotiate. Ryan stepped forward, a blade glinting in his sleeve. Try me. Maddie's reckoning. My daughter hacked Dave's mom's cloud, unearthing emails. Dispose of Emily. The kids stay with the family. Maddie faced me, eyes steel. I'm testifying. Dad doesn't get to win. I hugged her, trembling. You're braver than I ever was. The safe room showdown. Dave's mom lured me to her estate, guards flanking her. Sign the custody waiver. Or Lena's suicide goes public tonight. I tossed a flash drive on her desk. Listen to this first. Dave's voice boomed. Mom, I'll cut you out of the will if you touch Emily. Her composure cracked. You weak boy. The cliffhanger. As cops cuffed Dave's mom, my phone buzzed. A text from Lena. Check the ledger. Page 47. A photo fell out. Me, 19, holding a positive pregnancy test. Caption, Dave knew. He paid the clinic. The courtroom bomb. The pregnancy photo flashed on the courtroom screen. Dave's lawyer sneered. You hid a pregnancy. Proves you're unfit. Wyatt fired back. Proves he paid to cover it up. Fraud. Coercion. Emotional abuse. The judge silenced the room. This evidence is admissible. Trial adjourned for 48 hours. Dave lunged at me outside. You'll regret this. Ryan stepped between us, his voice ablade. Touch her, and Belize won't be far enough to hide. Dave's mom's last deal. She cornered me in the courthouse bathroom, her perfume cloying. Drop the charges. I'll make Maddie's custody disappear. I flicked on my phone recorder. Or what? You'll leak more fake tapes? Her laugh was ice. No. I'll tell Maddie you caused the miscarriage. Ryan's secret. He drove me home in silence, knuckles white on the wheel. You need to know who I am, he finally said. A badge flashed in his palm, DEA. Dave's mom launders drug money. Your husband's offshore accounts? They're tied to cartels. I stared. And Jessica? Informant. Bad one. Maddie's choice. She found me crying over the pregnancy test photo. Did you not want me? I pulled her close. I wanted you. Always. The miscarriage was before. Dave used it to control me. She wiped her tears. Then let's end him. The cartel's warning. A black SUV parked outside. A man in a tailored suit handed me a note. Stay silent, or your daughter swims with the gators. Ryan's DA team swarmed the street, but the SUV vanished. They're sending a message, he said. We need to move. The cliffhanger. Lena called from a burner phone. Dave's mom hired a hitman. His name's Ghost. He's already here. As she spoke, headlights flooded my driveway. A figure stepped out, face shadowed by a hood. Emily Carter? Time to settle debts. Ghost unmasked. The hood fell back and my breath caught. Marcus? My college ex. The one I'd left after he vanished for 2 years. The one Dave always called damaged. He smirked, a scar twisting his lip. Surprise, Em. Dave's mom pays better than you ever did. Ryan stepped forward, gun raised. Walk away, Marcus. This isn't your fight. Oh, it's very mine, Marcus said, tossing a photo at my feet, me and Lena at graduation, his face scribbled out. You ruined my life. Time to return the favor. The DA's dirty secret. Ryan's phone buzzed with a classified file. Marcus was a former DA informant. Kicked out for unstable behavior. He's not here for Dave's mom, Ryan muttered. He's here for you. Marcus laughed. Correction, I'm here for the $500,000 Dave's mom promised. And the bonus if I make it painful. Maddie's hack. My daughter's voice crackled through my earpiece. Mom, I'm in his phone. He's got a tracker on your car. Move. I lunged as Marcus fired. The bullet shattered the window. Ryan tackled him, but Marcus slipped free, vanishing into the night. He'll be back, Ryan said, blood dripping from his temple. And next time, he won't miss. The cartel's gift. A package arrived at dawn, a jeweled necklace and a note. Wear this to the gala. Or your daughter loses fingers. The necklace matched the one Jessica wore in Dave's office photos. Bait. Ryan traced the gems, GPS trackers. They're herding you into a trap. Lena's final warning. She called, voice frantic. Dave's mom's fleeing to Belize. She's taking Maddie's trust fund. Stop her. I hacked into the accounts, but they were already drained. The last transaction? $2 million to Marcus. The cliffhanger. At midnight, Marcus live-streamed himself outside Maddie's school. TikTok, $1 million in crypto. Or I make her scream. Then, a second figure stepped into frame. Jessica, her hands bound, a gun to her head. Choose, Marcus said. Your daughter, or your husband's mistress. The impossible choice. Marcus's livestream froze on Jessica's terrified face and Maddie's school gates. You have 1 hour, he hissed. Money or blood? Ryan gripped my shoulder. We're not playing his game. The DA's tracking his signal. I shoved him off. You lied about Marcus. You knew he'd come for me. I didn't know it was him, Ryan snapped. But I'll fix this. The cartel's gala. I wore the jeweled necklace, its GPS pulsing like a heartbeat. The gala was a glittering tomb, chandeliers, champagne, and cartel bosses in tailored suits. A man with a serpent tattoo approached. You look expensive. His eyes dropped to the gems. But the necklace? It's a bomb. Ryan's voice crackled in my earpiece. Get out. Now. Maddie's counter-hack. My daughter's face flashed on my phone. Mom, I rerouted Marcus's feed. He's at the old warehouse by the docks. Jessica's there too. Go. I ditched the necklace in an ice bucket and ran, heels in hand. Marcus's endgame. The warehouse reeked of oil and rust. Jessica was tied to a chair, mascara bleeding down her cheeks. Marcus aimed at her head. Where's my money, Em? Here, I said, tossing a fake crypto wallet. Let her go. He laughed. You think I'm stupid? No, Ryan said, stepping from the shadows. But I think you're dead. The betrayal revealed. Gunfire echoed. Marcus collapsed, clutching his side. Ryan grabbed Jessica, but she pulled a knife, pressing it to his throat. Sorry, Em. Dave's mom paid me double. Marcus coughed blood. She's lying. The cartel owns her now. The cliffhanger. Sirens wailed outside. Jessica bolted, but not before dropping a burner phone. Its screen glowed with a text, "The real target is Maddie." My phone buzzed, a photo of Maddie's empty bedroom. Caption, "You should have picked your daughter." The panic sets in. My hands trembled as I stared at the photo of Maddie's empty room. "They have her," I whispered, voice breaking. Ryan grabbed my arm, his grip firm. "We'll get her back. But we need to move now." Jessica lay unconscious on the warehouse floor, Marcus's blood pooling nearby. Ryan knelt, checking Marcus's pulse. "Alive. Barely." Marcus groaned, his eyes fluttering open. "Check her phone," he rasped, nodding toward Jessica. "Location. Tracker." The tracker's clue. Ryan snatched Jessica's phone, hacking into her messages. A single coordinate, 23.6345 degrees north, 102.5528 degrees west, a desert compound. 3 hours from here, he said. Cartel territory. I glared at Jessica, now stirring. "You sold my daughter to them?" She spat blood, smirking. "Dave's mom promised me immunity. The cartel promised me power. Maddie's just collateral." Ryan cuffed her to a pipe. "Enjoy the rats." The desert chase. We sped through the night, dust clouding the windshield. Ryan's DA contact, Agent Torres, radioed in. Satellite shows heat signatures at the compound. Armed guards. Proceed with caution. My phone buzzed, a video call. Maddie's face filled the screen, bruised but defiant. A masked voice, $5M in crypto. "Or we drop her in the desert." "I'll get the money," I lied. "Just don't hurt her." Ryan mouthed. "Stall them." The compound's secret. We parked a mile out, trekking through brush. The compound loomed, a fortress of concrete and barbed wire. Ryan handed me an earpiece. "Stay behind me." Inside, guards patrolled with assault rifles. But one figure stood out, Dave's mom, arguing with the cartel boss. "The girl dies tonight," he snarled. "You've wasted enough time." She slammed her fist. "I need her alive to control Emily." Maddie's fight. We found her in a cell, wrists raw from ropes. "Mom," she choked out. I hugged her, tears mixing with dust. "We're getting out of here." But footsteps echoed. The cartel boss appeared, gun raised. "No one leaves." The cliffhanger. Ryan tackled him, gunfire erupting. I shoved Maddie behind a crate, scrambling for cover. Then, a voice boomed over the loudspeaker. "Emily Carter. Surrender, or your daughter loses more than freedom." The screen cut to a live feed, Dave, alive and smirking, holding a detonator. "Miss me?" Dave's resurrection. Dave smirked, the detonator glinting in his hand. "You really thought I'd die in Belize?" He tossed a photo of his staged car crash, a body double-charred beyond recognition. The cartel needed a puppet. I needed a fresh start. Win-win. Ryan stepped forward, gun raised. "Drop it, Dave. You're outnumbered." "Am I?" Dave nodded to the shadows. Agent Torres emerged, her badge discarded, aiming at Ryan. "Sorry, partner. The cartel pays better than Uncle Sam." The cartel's true motive. The cartel boss, El Serpiente, lit a cigar. "Your husband's offshore accounts? We used them to launder $50 million. But you," he pointed at me, interrupted the flow. "Now you'll repay it with interest." "Or what?" I hissed. He smiled. "Or your daughter becomes a lesson." Ryan's secret mission. Ryan lowered his gun, voice cold. "This ends now, Torres. You sold out the DA. Sold out me." She laughed. "You sold yourself out first. Remember Guatemala? The informant you let die." Ryan's jaw tightened. "That was you leaking intel." "Not me." Maddie gripped my arm. "Mom, the detonator's a fake. The real bomb's under the compound." The countdown begins. Alarms blared. El Serpiente cursed in Spanish. "You think you've won? The bomb detonates in 10 minutes. Run, little mice." Dave froze. "You said it was a bluff." "You're as naive as your wife," El Serpiente spat. The escape. We sprinted through corridors, guards hot on our heels. Ryan hacked a security panel, sealing doors behind us. "This way." Maddie spotted a ventilation shaft. "Here." It leads outside. As we crawled, Dave's voice echoed behind us. Emily, don't leave me here. I hesitated, but kept crawling. The cliffhanger. We emerged into blinding sunlight as the compound exploded, flames engulfing the desert. But Maddie gasped. On her phone, a live feed of Lena, tied up in a warehouse. A masked figure typed, "You escaped the fire." She won't. The live feed's demand. The masked figure on Maddie's phone typed again, "Lena dies in 30 minutes. Bring Ryan. Come alone." Coordinates flashed, an abandoned meatpacking plant on the outskirts of the city. Ryan cursed. "It's a trap. They'll have snipers, explosives. And Lena's alive," I snapped. "You owe her." "We owe her." Maddie gripped my hand, her voice steady. "I'll track the feed. Find the weak spot." Dave's survival. As we sped toward the warehouse, my phone buzzed. "An unknown number. You left me to burn. Now I'll return the favor. D." Ryan glanced at the message. "He's alive. And pissed." "Let him be," I said. "Focus on Lena. The warehouse is secret." The plant reeked of rust and rot. Lena hung from a railing, gagged and bruised. The masked figure stepped into the light, Marcus, his scarred lip twisted into a grin. "Miss me, Em?" Ryan raised his gun. "You're supposed to be dead." "Cartel medics work miracles," Marcus sneered. "But Lena? She's out of luck." He pressed a button. A timer lit up on the wall, 1500 hours. The Guatemala confession. Ryan lunged at Marcus, but froze when Marcus tossed a photo, a young girl in a Guatemalan village. "Recognize her? You let her die to save your precious mission." Ryan's voice cracked. "That wasn't my call." "It's always your call," Marcus spat. "Now choose, save Lena, or save your conscience." Maddie's hack. My earpiece crackled. "Mom, the timer's fake. The real bomb's under the floor." "I'll trigger a distraction, go." Alarms blared. Lights flickered. Marcus stumbled, and I sliced Lena's ropes. "Run!" The ghost's revenge. Marcus tackled Ryan, pressing a knife to his throat. "This is for Guatemala." But Lena grabbed a steel pipe, swinging hard. Marcus crumpled, his head bleeding. "And this is for Emily," she hissed. The cliffhanger. We fled as the warehouse exploded, flames licking the sky. But in the chaos, Maddie's voice screamed through the earpiece. "Mom, Dave's here. He has a gun." The line went dead. Maddie's silence. The line stayed dead. My hands shook as I screamed into the earpiece, "Maddie. Maddie." Ryan grabbed my shoulders, forcing me to focus. "We'll find her. But we need to think." Lena pulled up GPS data on her cracked phone. Dave's last ping was at the marina. "He's got a boat. Probably heading to international waters." Ryan cursed. "If he reaches the cartel's ship, she's gone forever." Dave's ultimatum. My phone buzzed. A video call. Maddie, duct taped to a chair, Dave's gun resting on her shoulder. "You've got 1 hour, he sneered. "Transfer the $5 million crypto and sign over the house. Or I let El Serpiente's men teach her about loyalty." Maddie's voice cracked. "Don't do it, Mom." Dave backhanded her. The screen went black. The puppet master revealed. Ryan's DA contact intercepted a wiretap. The marina's a decoy. Dave's holed up at his mom's estate. And he's not alone. The security feed showed Dave's mom sipping wine, beside Agent Torres. Lena froze. "That's the agent who sold us out. She's been running the cartel's ops for years." Ryan's fist clenched. "Torres was my partner. She knew about Guatemala. About everything." Lena's secret. As we prepped to storm the estate, Lena cornered me. "There's something you need to know. Marcus wasn't just my ex, he's my brother. Dave's mom paid him to ruin us both." I stared. "Why didn't you tell me?" "Because I thought I could fix it," she whispered. "Now let me finish this." The estate showdown. We scaled the gates, dodging guards. Inside, Dave's mom and Torres laughed over files, Maddie's trust fund, deeds, offshore accounts. Ryan aimed his gun. "It's over, Torres." She smirked. "You really think I'd let you win?" A button click. The room's steel doors slammed shut. Trapped. Maddie's gambit. A muffled scream echoed through the vents. Maddie's voice. Mom. The panic room, code 0915. Dave's birthday. Of course. The vault hissed open. Maddie lunged free, but Dave grabbed her hair. Nice try, kid. The cliffhanger. Lena burst in, Marcus's knife in hand. Let her go. Dave laughed until gunfire erupted downstairs. The cartel's black SUVs surrounded the estate. El Serpiente's voice boomed over a megaphone. You owe me a debt, Emily. Pay it, in blood. The siege begins. El Serpiente's men opened fire, bullets pinging off the estate's reinforced windows. Maddie ducked behind a marble pillar, her laptop balanced on her knees. I can hack the security system. There's a panic tunnel behind the wine cellar. Ryan shoved a table against the door, yelling over gunfire. We'll hold them off. Go. Dave's mom laughed, swirling her wine. You'll never make it. The tunnel's rigged with sensors. Lena slapped the glass from her hand. Where's the override code? Why would I tell you? Lena pressed Marcus's knife to her throat. Because I'll make it slow. Ryan's confession. As we sprinted to the cellar, Ryan grabbed my arm. Emily, the Guatemala mission. I didn't just let the informant die. Torres ordered me to. His voice broke. She threatened to expose Maddie if I refused. I froze. You knew about the cartel's ties to Dave years ago? I tried to protect you, he said, but the words rang hollow. Lena's reckoning. The tunnel door hissed open. Dave lunged from the shadows, dragging Maddie. Not so fast, Em. The cartel wants you, not her. Lena tackled him, her knife grazing his cheek. Touch her again and I'll carve out your lies. Dave's mom screamed as El Serpiente's men breached the estate. You've doomed us all. Maddie's gambit. Maddie jammed her laptop into the security panel. Alarms blared, sealing every door, trapping the cartel inside. The gas lines, she yelled. I'm igniting them. You'll kill everyone. Ryan shouted. Only the ones who stay, she said, eyes blazing. The escape. We fled through the tunnel as the estate erupted, flames swallowing Dave's screams and El Serpiente's roars. Lena lingered, staring at the inferno. Marcus. I'm sorry. Ryan pulled her forward. Keep moving. They'll send more. The cliffhanger. At the tunnel's exit, a black SUV idled. The window lowered, revealing Agent Torres, bloodied but alive. You owe me a debt, Emily. And I've come to collect. Behind her, a figure stirred in the shadows, Dave, burned and snarling. Did you really think fire could kill me? The last stand. The SUV door creaked open. Agent Torres stepped out, her face scarred from the fire, flanked by Dave, his skin blistered, eyes wild. You owe me, Emily, Torres hissed. The cartel's gone, but I'm still here. And I want my money. Dave limped forward, a detonator in his hand. Or we blow the tunnel. Your choice. Maddie gripped my arm. Mom, the detonator's a fake. I disabled the charges. Lena's sacrifice. Lena lunged at Torres, tackling her to the ground. Run, she screamed, tossing me a flash drive. It's everything, Dave's offshore accounts, the cartel's ledger, proof. Torres pulled a knife, but Lena was faster. This is for Marcus, she whispered, slamming Torres's head into the asphalt. Dave raised the detonator, sputtering. You think you've won? Ryan's redemption. Ryan stepped into the light, his phone broadcasting live to the FBI. Hear that, Dave? The world's listening. All your crimes. All your lies. Dave's face twisted. You're bluffing. Am I? Ryan smirked. On the feed, Dave's voice admitting to fraud, bigamy, and ordering hits. Torres confessing to DEA corruption. The fall of the empire. Sirens wailed. FBI agents swarmed the scene, cuffing Torres and dragging Dave away. He spat at me. You'll never be free of me. I knelt to his level. I already am. Maddie's triumph. Maddie hacked into Dave's offshore accounts, transferring every penny to charities and the DA whistleblower fund. Consider it interest, she said, grinning. Lena hugged her. You're a genius. Learned from the best, Maddie replied, nodding at me. The goodbye. Ryan handed me a file, a cleared record, thanks to his testimony. I'm turning myself in. For Guatemala. For everything. I shook my head. You saved us. That counts. He smiled sadly. It's time I faced my ghosts. Epilogue, a new dawn. 6 months later, the headlines blared. Cartel kingpin El Serpiente found dead in prison. Disgraced agent Torres sentenced to life. Whistleblower exposes DEA corruption. Maddie and I stood on the porch of our new home, a cottage by the lake, paid for by my memoir, How I Turned His Lies into Cash. Lena visited often, her laughter replacing the weight of secrets. As for Dave, life in solitary, screaming into voids. And Ryan? He wrote letters. Maddie framed one, thank you for teaching me what redemption costs. Final clickbait hooks. The live stream that ended my husband's empire, and the one click that saved us. How my daughter's hack funded justice and my new life. The letter from Ryan that changed everything. Hey everyone, if you found this story gripping and want to hear more like this one, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more jaw-dropping stories every week. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update. If you have your own wild stories to share or
That
ideas
counts.
you'd like us to bring to life,
sadly.
drop them in the comments. I'd love to
Epilogue,
hear
a
them.
new dawn.
Thanks for watching.